God bless you and welcome to Texas Honda channel. If you're new here, please consider clicking that subscribe button. So we are going to be doing the max peating rod coilovers comparison, the newer coilovers that they have for the Type S versus the older style, and what's different, what's changed, and are they any better. There is a price increase, so we're going to go over all of that, but first we have to unbox it, so we're just going to get straight into it and unbox it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. All right, get this open. Right off the bat, as soon as we open it, got these really nice black powder coated max peating rod adjusters. So this is to adjust the height or the spring load. Very nice. Alright, it also came with this. It's a nice little emblem and the installation instructions. These are very important. Also tells you how to adjust the dampening and all of that stuff. So if you don't know what you're doing, definitely read the instructions first, but also comes with this really nice emblem. Now we're going to take this up. Oh yeah, these look real nice. Go ahead and start with this rear. And there it is for the rear. Really nice quality. I like the black and blue combo, and this black powder coating looks really, really nice. The difference between this one and the one that's already on my car is this is actually made out of a different material. So the metal is actually a little bit different from what they told me. And they went through and found seal issues and fixed all of those issues. So these will not come with oil in the box. If it does, you need to contact them immediately because they've fixed the oil seal issue that they did have on some of the coilovers. Not all of their coilovers did that. It was hit and miss. But this spring rate for this rear one is 6 kilograms or 336 pounds per coilover is what weight it can handle. And the fronts are 8K or 448 pounds. Now, as far as I know, you can actually contact them ahead of your order and see if they can swap your spring rates, if you want a heavier spring rate or a lighter spring rate. So that's something to consider. And as you can see right here on the top, has a really nice max peating rods adjuster. And to the left says soft, and to the right says hard. It's really simple, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So left will be too soft, it'll be a really soft ride, and then hard will be more for like track use and going around corners hard, or if your car's really low and you don't want there to be any suspension travel because your tire may rub, then set it really hard. It'll probably ride hard that way. We will find out how good these ride versus the ones that are on my car. It actually rides really good with the ones on my car. So if these are better, which they say they are, then it should ride even better, which is, I welcome that. But it has these nice nylon washers at the bottom and at the top. And now we're gonna go ahead and open this one and see how the front looks. All right, very nice. I really like how this one looks too. It looks more heavy duty with this black and the way these blue springs are. We'll obviously do a side-by-side comparison on the two. I'm not quite sure what metal what they changed, what the metal difference is, but they say these ones are a bit stronger. So I'm going to take their word on that one. We will obviously be putting them on the car to see, but I haven't had any issues with max peating rods products. I know there's been people that have, and if you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. But I recommend giving them a chance, especially with the newer quality. They look so much nicer and look like they're designed really well. So I'm going to go ahead and get the ones off the car, and then we will compare them side by side. All right, I got them side by side, and as you can see, we got the newer style and design over here and the older style right here. Now, the only complaint I had with this older one was this lower lock ring kept loosening up because it's on the steering and it would just turn and loosen up. I found a solution to that, so I'm going to tell you in this video. When you loosen this up a little bit, if you put some gasket sealer on the threads, I know it sounds crazy, and put some gasket sealer on the threads and then tighten it back down, it doesn't loosen up again. Obviously, if you need it loosened up, it will loosen up with the tool. brings me to my next thing. These tools are actually different. So if you see, one's got more of a pointed and the other's more round. And the more round one actually locks in a lot better than the pointed one does on this. Because this has a lot of play. On this one, it doesn't have hardly any play at all. So I think this is actually going to be a better tool. So with that aside, I didn't have any issues with this coilover at all. I didn't have any seal issues. It rode pretty good. A little bit on the rougher side, but I think that also had to do with my damper control settings. I didn't dial that in all the way, but yeah, they're actually pretty good coilovers. I mean, I ended up putting a little Bestline no squeak up here, just sprayed it in there to make it, move a little bit more free. But just upon looking at them side by side, they look the same, but there are differences. So the first difference I found is right here up top. You can see it's all kind of flush right here. And on this one, the Allen bolts stick up higher. They're not like countersunk or anything like that. And then this piece right here sticks up higher. That's not a big deal, but it does make it look a little bit cleaner. And I like the gunmetal over the orange. So the color does make a difference to me personally. I really don't mind this color, but I really prefer the gunmetal look. It just looks so much cleaner. And the knob up top is a very nice touch. This knob does fit on this one. All you have to do is take this Allen screw right here out, and you could actually put it on here. But I'm not going to be doing all that. The actual differences are also on the inside. This one here has had a little more redesigning done than this one. This one has the older seal design, and these ones have newer seal design. These seals are supposed to be a lot better. So moving on to the actual lock ring, you can see it's flat on the bottom, and it's also the same up here. We've got nylon washers right here, and if we look at the older design, it does not have nylon, it has metal. So it'll be metal to metal contact, which wouldn't be as comfortable of a ride. So we should see a bit smoother of a ride out of these ones. It's also metal on the top one. It's nylon on the top of that one. And as for this piece right here, it doesn't go all the way up. As you can see, there's a little tiny gap. I don't know if that's just how it was designed or if it's from 9 months of use. Either way, it's doing pretty good. And as you can see, this one here, it goes all the way up to the very, very top. So that way it keeps debris out of there like dust. So if you look right here, this pillow ball up top is a lot larger, and this one here is much, much smaller. So that might make a difference as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure real quick. So what I'm doing right here is I'm measuring the distance, 41.9 millimeter, and this one here is at 37.8. So I need to get this one to 49 millimeter, so that way it sits at the same ride height, but out of the box it's already at a pretty decent height. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and get it thrown in, and then we'll go take it out for a drive. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Real quick before we throw this one in, I got it all adjusted, but I did notice that there is no washer here at all on either top or bottom of the older style, when this one has the nylon washer. So that will make it ride a little bit more quiet because it won't be metal to metal contact. So just wanted to point that out, but got it adjusted. They're the same height, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss it in. Alright, got it all together. It's looking pretty good. I went 7 clicks. So we go all the way to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did that all the way around on all 4. You'll have to play with that and adjust it. I prefer to have the front end a little bit softer and the rear a lot stiffer. That way whenever it launches, it just goes instead of squatting, which lifts the front end up a little bit. So with that being said, we got it all bolted down. Everything's good. I've jumped up and down on the car with the door open to kind of settle the suspension down. But yeah, it's about a 3-finger gap all the way around, which I prefer that for daily driving. It's a really tight 3 in the back. And in the front, it's just a very loose 3. And same thing on this side. Everything's looking really good and pretty even all the way around. So I got everything tightened down, torqued down, and ready to go. So I'm going to take it out for a spin. And before anyone asks, these are already spoken for. Good friend of the channel, Daniel, he has an EM2 Civic, and he wanted to get these off me if I ever took them off. So he already got dibs on that, so they'll be going to him. They're still in really good shape all the way through, none blown out or leaking or anything like that. So definitely pretty nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it out and we'll see how it drives. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. Real quick, if you guys didn't see on More Motorsports Garage YouTube channel, which I will link in the description, I got the Sheikah slate with the RFID chip done, painted and clear coated and all that, and it works pretty good. Put it there. And it doesn't matter if we leave it there while it's running, it's not going to harm anything. But yeah, definitely works pretty good. So now we're going to go for a drive. Going to be going down the worst road in town, and so far just getting up to this point it feels incredible. Now this road is very bumpy, so I'm not 100% sure how it's going to handle it, but I can already tell you these are better than the other Coil-Overs for sure, hands down, worth the extra $100. And you guys can save some money with the discount code. All that information will be in the description if you want to buy some. Not saying you have to, but man, these are incredible. So this bump's always bad right here. This one didn't even feel that bad at all. Wow, I've never felt the Type S drive this good, and the cornering and the handling is just incredible. It's so crisp, and I haven't even dialed it in. I've just put it all at 7 for right now on the clicks. 7 clicks on the damper control. This is just blowing my mind right now. This is the worst spot right here that we're going over currently. And if you don't remember my previous video on putting those coilovers in, I have a video of that. You guys can check. It's about 8 or 9 months ago. And yeah, it was really bad over those bumps. Even with the suspension before the max speeding rod coilovers, it was a little bit better with the yellow ones. But this one, it's incredible. It feels like a stock car. That's just crazy. From an aftermarket performance coilover, feeling like a factory setup. I am super impressed. Max Speeding Rods has really stepped their game up. But yeah, we're gonna head back to the house, might do a little pull, you know, something just to hear the turbo whistle. But yeah, I am super impressed. I'm not hearing any clunking noises or anything. It feels really tight, and I really like it. I am super impressed. Wow. Praise God, these ride so incredible. I am super impressed, Max Peeting Rods, and I know Max Peeting Rods is watching this video right now, and I just wanted to say huge thank you from everyone who has had Max Peeting Rod coilovers or fails or anything. I am so glad you guys fixed the problem. This thing rides absolutely incredible. Not to say that these ones didn't. These rode really good. I was driving around for 9 months on these, and no issues other than that little collar loosening up, and all I did was put some gasket sealer in the threads, tighten it down, let it dry, and it's good to go. So it's not a very hard fix. But these ones, these didn't need that at all. I haven't had it loosen up or anything. So I'm super impressed. It seems to be a very solid product. If anybody has ever doubted Max Peeting Rods, I urge you to give them another try. They definitely found the problem and they executed it perfectly. They got it taken care of and it is super solid. These are by far the nicest coilovers I've ever had, and I've had BC coilovers, which I think were the most expensive coilovers I've ever had. These ride so much better than that, and I'm only on 7, so we go all the way left to the softest setting and click 7 times to the right. That's where I'm at all the way around, and it's incredible. Normally I stiffen up the rear completely and then leave it at about, like 8, 9 up front, and I didn't even have to do that this time. It feels incredible how it is. Obviously, when I go to the track, I want the rear stiff as possible, so I will stiffen that up in the rear and loosen it up a little in the front just for racing, but it's incredible. The cornering, the way it drives over bumps, it just feels factory. You did an amazing job, Max Peeting Rods, and I really hope people do buy this product. It's really good. I'm not saying you guys have to, again, but I do have a discount code and information in the description. If you guys do want to get a set, definitely check it out. Watch other reviews on the channels. There's tons of videos here on YouTube of other people doing it. Garage Built Hondas does a good one, and there's quite a few others, so definitely go give them all a view. But yeah, that's basically my take on the review of these coilovers. They're incredible, and I highly recommend them. So that's basically it for this video. I just wanted to get all this wrapped up for you guys, and if you guys are new here, please consider subscribing, hit that like button, and drop a comment. And if you guys haven't followed me over on TikTok, please do so. I'm starting to post over there more frequently now. It's at Texas Honda Channel. Just type that in TikTok, you'll find me, no problem. And if you guys want to see the videos on More Motorsports Garage, link is in the description for that YouTube channel where I did the Sheikah Slate and some other things over there. So greatly appreciate you guys watching all the way to the end without skipping around and without closing out before I say this last message. Before I get off here, I wanted to mention there will be a free Gideon Bible download in the description for Apple or Android. Everyone should know the Word of God, what Jesus came to do. He came to save the sinner and set the captive free. He died for you and me, went up to that cross, died and defeated death, 3 days later rose from the grave, and now has the keys to death. Anyone who believes in his finished work at the cross will be saved. If you have addiction or bondage or anything that is holding you down or you don't feel loved, God says he loves you, so much so that he gave his only begotten Son. And we are saved by grace through faith, lest any man should boast. So it's not of our works, it's of our faith in Jesus and what he did. So I just wanted to let you guys know the good news, that everyone has a chance. So repent, turn from your sin, and trust in the Lord. But that is basically it for this video. And until next time, God bless, stay safe, stay awesome.